Hello luxury watch enthusiasts! In today's video, I'm going to cover what I think are the best dress and everyday watches below $500 over the past year. Let's get started. Starting at number 15, the Seiko Presage Series SRPB41 Cocktail Time. The Seiko Cocktail Time is one of the most attractive dress watches available for the money. The SRPB41 has been a staple and one of the most prominent faces that represent the forefront of the Presage series since its inception as a member of the Presage family. The Cocktail Time series is inspired by one-of-a-kind cocktails that serve as the starting point for the dials to take shape. The dials are available in a variety of colors and have a fine finish, so there's something for everyone. To put it another way, it not only checks all the boxes in terms of specifications, but it also looks far more expensive than it really is. So taking a look at the design features, it has a case size of 40.5mm and a thickness of 11.8mm. We're looking at a lug-to-lug of 47.5mm and a lug width of 20mm. Its automatic Seiko 4R35 movement ensures a power reserve of 41 hours, and its beautiful dial is protected by a hardlex crystal that offers a water resistance of up to 200 meters. And for the price of about $450, this really is a worthy purchase. Next up we have number 14, the Seiko Presage Series SARY055 or SARY057. There are probably no better options than the SAR-B033 and 035 when it comes to Seiko's best everyday watches under $500. They're adaptable, compatible with a wide range of third-party straps, and provide a classic 38mm wearing experience. Because of their popularity, models like the SARY055 and the SARY057 are frequently overlooked. On the surface, these models have many of the same characteristics as the SARBs mentioned above, but they are distinguished by their larger cases, a different movement, the lack of lume, and the addition of a day-date function. Now, these two will never be as popular as the SAR-B033 and 035, but with a slightly lower price tag and a larger case, they're a great option for those with larger wrists looking for a dress watch. Zooming in on some of the design features, it has a case size of 41mm and a thickness of 12mm. We're looking at a lug-to-lug of 49mm and a lug width of 22mm. It also has an automatic Seiko 4R36 movement, ensuring the 41 hours of power reserve. And its beautiful sapphire crystal ensures up to 200 meters water resistance. And we're looking at roughly the same budget of around $450 for this watch. Moving swiftly along to number 13, the Seiko Presage SSA405 Blue Moon. Within the Presage collection, there is a window into the exposed beating balance of the watch, as if the dial from the previously mentioned Presage models wasn't enough. The SSA405 is named after the cocktail Blue Moon, which can be found at Star Bar in Ginza, Japan. The dial is a deep blue color that reflects light depending on the angle, and it's a great package for those who like open heart designs, but don't want to deal with the hassle of doing so on a budget. Alright, so some of the design features. We're looking at a case size of 40.5mm and a thickness of 11.8mm. It has a lug-to-lug of 47.5mm and a lug width of 20mm. And just like our previous watches, it has an automatic Seiko 4R38 movement, ensuring 41 hours of power reserve. And with a Hardlex crystal, it's no wonder that it offers 200 meters water resistance. Going slightly up in price, we're looking at about $475 for this watch. Hopping over to number 12, the Timex Giorgio Gulli S1. This piece, designed by Giorgio Gulli of Milan, was one of Timex's better releases in the last couple of years. With a renewed focus on mechanical watches, Timex took a big step forward with this design. The S1 has a simple design and a Miyota 9000 series caliber, the 9039, which is a nice upgrade from the standard 8215. Now, this one has been difficult to keep in stock, but hopefully there will be more available soon. When it comes to its design features, we're looking at a case size of 41mm and a thickness of 11mm. It has a lug-to-lug of 49.75mm and a lug width of 20mm. Its automatic Miyota 9039 movement allows up to 42 hours of power reserve. It has a K1 crystal protecting the dial, also offering 50 meters of water resistance. And you're looking at a budget of roughly $450 for this watch. Coming in at number 11, the Orient Bambino version 5. The fifth version of Bambino takes the cake among the many Orient Bambinos that have been mentioned in the past, with its Arabic numerals and clean dial that make it dressier than the previous versions. While it is on the thicker side of the dress watch spectrum, it does sit comfortably on the wrist thanks to its domed crystal and size. With its basic Orient movement, it's really difficult to find fault with this watch, especially at this incredibly low price of under $500. Let's take a look at its design features. So we have a case size of 40.5mm and a thickness of 12mm. We're looking at a lug-to-lug of 47mm and a lug width of 21mm. Its automatic Orient caliber F6724 allows up to 40 hours of power reserve. It has a domed mineral glass crystal that allows up to 30 meters of water resistance. It has an amazing affordable price of about $185. Ticking away with number 10, the Orient Sun and Moon. The Sun and Moon is a day and night indicator from Orient's classic line that resembles the highly coveted but typically expensive moon phase complication. Due to the complications on the dial, the Sun and Moon's great amount of fun and the wow factor as a dress piece at this price definitely makes it fall onto the larger end of the spectrum for a dress watch. Onto its design features. We're looking at a case size of 41.5mm and a thickness of 13mm. It has a lug-to-lug of 48.3mm and a lug width of 22mm. Its automatic Orient caliber F6B24 allows up to 40 hours of power reserve. And its mineral crystal allows up to 50 meters of water resistance. You can expect to pay about $321 for this fun watch. Following closely is number 9, the Orient Bambino version 4. Everything that wasn't mentioned about the Bambino Generation 5 is included in version 4. With applied indices, sharp hands, and a vignette-style dial, this version takes a more straightforward approach to the dress watch. Given its accommodating color palette, this particular variation with blue dial complements most formal wear, and it all comes at a price tag under $200 in typical Orient fashion. Okay, so some of the design features. we're looking at a case size of 42mm and a thickness of 11.8mm. It has a lug-to-lug of 48.5mm and a lug width of 22mm. Its automatic Orient caliber F6724 allows up to 40 hours of power reserve, and its domed mineral glass crystal allows 30 meters water resistance. And for a fabulous price of just about $185, it really is worth it. Onwards towards number 8, the Nodus Sector Field. The Sector series is Nodus's newest lineup, and it's a welcome departure from their usual diver releases, which garner a lot of attention. The Sector Field is the brand's take on modernizing the sector dial design for everyday use. It has a one-of-a-kind handset and a striking case design that uses a combination of blasted and polished techniques. When it comes to the design features, we're looking at a case size of 38mm and a thickness of 12.75mm. It has a lug-to-lug of 47mm and a lug width of 20mm. Its automatic Seiko NH35 movement allows up to 41 hours of power reserve, and its beautiful sapphire crystal can withstand a water resistance of up to 150 meters. And for this watch, you're looking at a price tag of roughly $400. Bouncing over to number 7, the Baltic HMS 002. Baltic, a micro brand based in France, has been releasing a lot lately. They created a limited edition sector in a salmon dial earlier in 2021, which received almost universal acclaim. With its silver dial and blue hands, the HMS 002 featured here hits the ball out of the park. It has very accommodating dimensions and a straightforward movement, making it one of the best looking watches under $500. So taking a look at some of its design features, we're looking at a case size of 38mm and a thickness of 12mm. It has a lug-to-lug of 47mm and a lug width of 20mm. Its Auto Myota A21A movement allows up to 42 hours of power reserve, and its Hesselite crystal can withstand a water resistance of up to 50 meters. You can expect to pay about $400 for this fantastic watch. Featuring at number 6, the Timex Marlin Day Date. Following the success of the Timex Marlin reissue, it was only a matter of time before Timex was added to the collection. We've seen a lot of changes in the last few years when it comes to expanding the Marlin catalog. It started with the traditional automatic and was quickly followed by the Marlin Day Date. The Marlin features an unobtrusive day-date complication that makes it easy to wear and pairs with a variety of outfits. Zooming in on its design features, it has a case size of 40mm and a thickness of 13mm. We're looking at a lug-to-lug of 48mm and a lug width of 20mm. Its Auto Myota A215 allows up to 40 hours of power reserve, and its acrylic crystal can withstand a water resistance of 50 meters. All in all, you're looking at about $259 for this watch. We've reached number 5, the Timex M79. After the success of the Q Timex reissue, Timex M79 was introduced with an automatic Myota movement, with the M denoting mechanical movement and the 79 denoting the year Q Timex was introduced. It has a slightly larger case than the Q Timex, but it still has a great 46mm lug-to-lug length which will fit most wrists. And taking a closer look at its design features, we're looking at a case size of 40mm and a thickness of 14.5mm. It has a lug-to-lug of 46mm and a lug width of 18mm. With its Auto Miyota A215, you can expect about 40 hours of power reserve, and its acrylic crystal provides up to 50 meters of water resistance. It has a nice price tag to go along with it at about $279. Coming in at number 4, the Swatch System 51 Irony. With its one screw only movement and a power reserve of 90 hours, the System 51 is a revolutionary watch from Swatch, and it's all for less than $250. The collection includes a variety of youthful designs aimed at younger watch collectors. Swatch was founded in the 1970s and 1980s to combat the devastating effects of the quartz crisis on the mechanical watch industry, and much of that ethos still exists today. In comparison to the plastic models, the Irony series uses more materials and has serviceable movements. These are fun and inexpensive pieces that can be a great place to start or return to when it comes to the watch collection. Okay, so some of the design features. We're looking at a case size of 42mm and a thickness of 13.8mm. It has a lug-to-lug of 50.6mm and a lug width of 25mm. Its Auto System 51 movement allows an impressive 90 hours of power reserve. Its plexiglass crystal can withstand a water resistance of 30 meters. You're looking at a budget of roughly $200 to about $255. Heading over to number 3, the Seiko SRPE 53K1. Following the release of the dive bezel variant, Seiko 5 Sports has created quite a stir in the watchmaking community. With its clean design and wearability, the SRPE 53, or Dress KX as it's known among enthusiasts, has dominated the affordable watch market. For $275, this watch has quickly ascended to the top of the list as one of the best everyday watches available in this price range. Let's take a look at some of its design features. We're looking at a case size of 40mm and a thickness of 11.5mm. It has a lug-to-lug of 44.6mm and a lug width of 20mm. And as always, its Auto Seiko 4R36 movement allows up to 41 hours of power reserve. With its Hardlex crystal, you can expect a water resistance of up to 100 meters. And it's not that badly priced. You're looking at a budget of roughly $275. Getting closer to the top with number 2, the Orient Maestro. The Orient Maestro is a no-nonsense watch that is one of the best options at an affordable price. With its 100 meters of water resistance and a consistently performing in-house caliber, it offers more bang for your buck. Its dial design does lack a little soul, but given its simple appearance, it will be suitable for almost any situation and will be a great place to start for those coming from the world of fashion watches. Looking at its design features, it has a case size of 40mm and a thickness of 12mm. We're looking at a lug-to-lug of 45.8mm and a lug width of 20mm. Its automatic Orient caliber F6722 allows up to 40 hours of power reserve, and its mineral crystal can withstand a water resistance of 100 meters. And all our watch fashionistas can expect to pay about $185 for this watch. And the moment you've been waiting for, number 1, the Tissot Everytime Swissmatic. The Everytime Swissmatic is a Tissot watch with a simple design. With its simplicity, the Everytime Swissmatic is a unisex watch that is feature-rich at an affordable price range, especially for a Swiss-made watch. And when we say feature-rich, one of the features definitely includes its Swissmatic movement with a long 72-hour power reserve and a sapphire crystal on top. When service is required years down the road, this movement will need to be returned to Tissot. However, it is more than affordable, and given its universal appeal, it makes sense to look in the direction of this watch. And looking at the design features of this top-rated watch, we're looking at a case size of 40mm and a thickness of 11.6mm. It has a lug-to-lug of 48mm and a lug width of 21mm. Its auto Tissot Swissmatic movement allows up to 72 hours of power reserve, and its sapphire crystal can withstand a water resistance of up to 30 meters. So what is the price range of this incredible watch? Well, you're looking at a bracket of between $395 to about $495. And this wraps up my review of the best dress and everyday watches. Thank you for watching this video. Nothing helps my channel more than you watching until the very end. These videos do take a long time to make, but are truly a labor of love. If you enjoy this type of content, let me know in the comments below. And remember, time is your greatest asset.